Welcome to Beanduck Productions Cosplay Cave. You might notice that your regular host, Rosie Stormborn, isn't here. It is because I, Bandit Spurs, have hidden her. It's not true. She's just out of town today, so I am very, very happy to be guest hosting this stream with two of my good friends and fellow cosplayers, Pat and Emm of A-Okay Cosplay.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Thank you guys for coming in tonight and joining us for the crafting and fun. So, tell us a little bit about yourselves, your cosplay history, your preferences.
Started many years ago in the village of Sweet Roll.
Actually, we started about 7-8 years ago. We just randomly saw a sign for Comic-Con and we went and we're like, hey, people are in costume, we can do that. And then we started small, buying, slightly altering stuff, and then we went, let's do more and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now we're here with a closet full of cosplays.
Closet full of cosplays, an entire room in your apartment dedicated just to cosplay crafting.
Yep.
Well, actually, one room dedicated to crafting, one room pretty much storage that we've kind of given up on cleaning.
So you guys have, I kind of just assumed that you guys had met each other through cosplay because I didn't know your origin story. So you guys were together before cosplay and found cosplay as a couple?
Yes.
That's very sweet. And you've always been into like the nerdy kind of stuff and...
Yeah.
Yep.
Nerd born and raised.
Born and raised. Great, great.
You were born into nerdness.
I was born into nerddom.
It would be an insert some kind of Bane impression, but I'm not even gonna torture anyone with that. I just won't.
No.
Not tonight anyways.
No.
So what was the first costume you guys did?
Well, the closet one?
The first one I did was,
And we're not talking about your Pink Ranger when you were like 7.
No, that was when I was like 6 years old.
That's adorable.
I still miss that costume. I had like little glove that would make sounds and everything. No, the first one would have been a closet cosplay that I did like of a Sith version, kind of a Mara Jade. Mm-hmm. Literally all it was a black dress with a corset and like red contact lenses. And like that was it. And
Like an Amazon cloak for like $20 or something like
which
that.
I still have. And that was literally it, and I was like hooked from there.
That was a lot of fun.
Yours was Link, if I remember.
No, that was the first year that we bought costumes.
But it was your first cosplay.
I've never seen photos of that one.
Well, no, it's more of a live experience because you get my legs in white tights.
Oh.
Oh yes, I went with Ocarina of Time Adult Link.
Yeah, adult Link.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I have to specify.
adult.
Well,
No, I'm borderline.
I mean,
Those white nylons, eh?
Yeah.
They reveal all.
They were white Under Armour.
yep.
So they weren't exactly fully opaque.
No, you could just very clearly see my leg hairs through them, and I realized, oh, this is why people shave.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's good.
Thankfully, no children were scarred in the process that I am aware of. But that was the same year that you did
I did Chell.
Yeah.
That was my first bought costume, and I had my NECA replica portal gun, which weighs about 5 pounds, but when you're carrying it for like 12 hours, my arm was dead by the end of it.
Yeah.
But it's literally where we got hooked, and we just couldn't look back. And it's where we met you. We met a lot of our friends there. A third of our wedding party was actually people we met through the cosplay community.
Yeah.
I think that fraction would be higher if we were to do it now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A very high density of cosplay and convention friends are made, eh?
That's it.
That's great. So what was the first convention that you guys went to? Montreal, I'm assuming? Montreal Comic-Con?
Montreal Comic-Con.
Was that back when it was still at...
It was the last
year at
they did
Bonaventure.
at Bonaventure, yeah.
I was there at the same time as you guys, but I didn't know you were there.
No,
Didn't know you at that time.
that was the year that we were at the top of the...
At the top of our game, it was all downhill from there.
No, it's at Bonaventure, like the top ledge, and we just saw Stan Lee like getting escorted away, and we're just looking, I'm like, oh, that's about as close as we're gonna get to him.
Yeah.
I could have said I was within spitting distance, but
I think he would have been tackled by security so
yeah,
quick.
they were a bit intimidating.
Yeah, they were.
But no, that was the first bought costumes we did.
Yeah.
And then I think the first ones that we started making our own stuff was Green Arrow and Black Canary.
Yes, I remember those ones. Those are the first costumes that I remember like seeing you guys in. First time I met you, you were in Kill la Kill, the big spikies.
Oh yes,
You're a Gamaguri.
Yes, yes.
And my friend said that I had to come meet you guys, and I had to meet you guys because you were so cool. And I was terrified of you because you were enormous and you had spikes on your shoulders, and you were just like this big European man doing his angry face because that's the character. And
Right.
Turns out you're real nice. Turns out you're real nice.
He's a softie.
Well, I mean, that's just because I put on weight, but
That too.
So we have some people joining in, watching the stream tonight. We have Cyberfox.
Hello.
Says hello. Hi. Hi, Nico.
yay!
So what do you guys plan on bringing anything today? What are you working on?
This was here when I got here. I really have no idea.
For me, I'm going to transform this pretty little styrofoam egg into a much prettier dragon egg.
That's nice. I got very excited about this off stream, and that's nice.
That's nice.
We're still cleaning up the mess.
Gotta crack a couple dragon eggs.
That's it. Yeah, on my end, actually, this is, I was mentioning it before, excuse me, cosplay that we had started about a year ago or so, that we found this awesome artwork of a medieval dark fantasy Vision and Scarlet Witch from the Avengers. So we had started putting the plans together and building the armor for Vision and the sewing the stuff for Scarlet Witch, but it kind of burnt us out for a little bit because when we finally got as many pieces as we could together and started putting it together, just nothing was coming together right.
Yeah.
And it was painful. So we kind of put it on pause for a while, and then we got the invitation to come here to this lovely place.
Yeah, so break out all the old stuff and try
That's
and,
it.
get it out for the summer maybe.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, hopefully. So in this case, it's a shoulder piece that I had done, which I'm going to be trying to fix together with a upper arm piece. That's basically started with, like most cosplayers are familiar, EVA foam on the inside to build the base, then just layered it with bunches of layers of foam, etched in some details, added in googly eyes for the rivet effect so you can hear a nice...
Yeah.
Do a little salsa dance when I want to. And then just covered it in Warbler to get a nice smooth finish over everything. And my wonderful wife, by the way, we're married, was kind enough to paint it all pretty.
It's a very nice finish you guys have.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we had some more chat we had more chat in the chat. So hello to room 1212. Hi, thank you for joining us. And then Cyberfox also asked, what is the ultimate cosplay duo project that you would like to do?
Oh, geez.
Jamie and Cersei Lannister just to freak out people.
Oh my god.
Especially if we end up with 3 kids, I think that would be perfect.
That'd be perfect. And also because we're a married couple, we'd be very close. But in all honesty,
Well, I think that would be the secret project.
yeah, but let's at least mention one that's not so secret.
Well, no, I'm just saying there is a secret
All
project.
right, secret project.
Secret project.
I mean, it's just us. It's just us here. You can share secrets with just us. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
Just us.
Just us
All
and
of
all
us.
the internet and for history forever.
Beyond that, well, we've got mostly a couple cosplays that are just fun to do. I mean, actually, we were planning to do a superhero-themed engagement shoot, but we never actually got around to doing an engagement shoot. So if we ever do a maternity shoot, we would love to do a black and white Walking Dead maternity shoot.
And have our friends and family actually be dressed up as zombies in the background. So we would do like the stereotypical pregnancy poses, but with zombies in the background. Because, this
I
is
like
us.
it. Legit. Sounds scary, a little bit terrifying, but checks out.
You'd be,
See it working well for you guys.
you'd be invited. You'd be part of it too.
I did do the zombie walk a couple times, so.
Yeah, we actually did that. We did it once. It's actually where we met one of our friends, Lottie, Captain Izzy Cosplay.
You met Lottie at a zombie walk?
We actually
Well, no,
we met her at
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con when she was in her sorceress. So we met her when she was wearing very, very little.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we talked to her and we went to the zombie walk with her, and we were actually dressed up as Left 4 Dead
The
survivors.
heroes,
Oh, I remember seeing that photo. She had a beard.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was actually.
Oh God! I went to a costume store and I bought the cheapest, ugliest, scratchiest beard we could find for her, and we're like there right before the zombie walk, trying to like hook it
Glue
around
it
her ear
and
and
glue
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 it
it
down.
onto a dainty model. Yes.
Yes.
That and
That's-
actually, since I know he's watching, that was actually the first photo shoot that we did with Cyberfox, and I think if memory served, that was the first photo shoot he ever did. that we were his guinea pig for like his beginnings.
Oh, really? Well, that's an interesting.
I think it was one of his first paid ones. Actually.
Yeah, his first paid ones.
Because there was 4 of you though, right? Or was it just the 3?
Just the three of
I
us.
think.
Okay.
We had at some point, I think there was other cosplayers that had also had Left 4 Dead themed stuff that had joined in during the shoot, but it was
Initially it was just you
the
guys.
3 of us.
Ah, that's cool. Yeah. The zombie walk is a lot of fun. As long as it's not pouring rain on you, because
Yeah, it was
like,
a little chilly when we did it.
October, November, Montreal is a cold time. It's a cold time. So also room 1212, I hope I'm saying that right, room, wants to know what was the best con you guys have ever been to?
YetiCon.
Yes.
Without hesitation, YetiCon. It
It's
is the ultimate vacation in a costume.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It's an amazing nerdy vacation.
Yes, YetiCon.
Yes.
And you're coming again this year.
Of course.
Of course.
Are we staying together? Are we rooming together?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
No.
We keep trying to swing it, but it just.
No.
Ooh. Moving on.
I'm gonna start stabbing myself in the
Yeah.
finger with thumbtacks.
CyberFox also confirms that yes, that
Yeah.
was the first paid shoot that he had done.
See, we remember.
We remember. I have the attention span of a flea, but I remember weird random stuff.
So the technique you're using to do dragon scales on your Easter egg.
So basically what I do is I start from the very top and then just start going around the first layer and then going around the second layer and then go on and so forth and just keep going, overlaying one layer on top of the other, so it kind of creates that kind of
Scale effect.
scale effect.
And you have a lot of experience in this at this point because you did 3
I did
big
three,
ones, right?
3 much larger scale ones. It took me about 10 hours per egg and
lot of
about
time.
800 or so thumbtacks, which were all individually painted with nail polish. So safe to say I got a little lightheaded by
Just
the end
a
of
little
it.
bit high.
Just a little high.
Were you going into like the Staples and just taking their their
yeah.
thumbtack rack and like
Pretty much.
dragging it into your shopping cart?
I literally had them that they no longer had some, and it actually took them a while to restock because I kept taking all their stock.
Because we have a Burongro, like a stone's throw from our place, and we literally emptied out their stock completely of thumbtacks, and it took them about a month to restock.
Just get to the counter, you've got nothing but a basket of thumbtacks and googly eyes. Don't look at me!
Now this time around, I did a little bit smarter, and I actually put ahead of time before the stream because I didn't feel like fumigating this room. Is I actually used Plastidip on top of the thumbtacks to make them this kind of
Because they're
purplish.
like purple. They probably look black from a distance,
They're
but they're...
So that
they're-
one's actually a Plastidip coating called Black Cherry.
So it's like a blackish purple color, and I did
Are you
that
serious?
as a
I thought you were
base.
pulling my leg. I thought you
No,
were making
I'm
fun of
100%
me.
serious.
I'm just like, oh, you.
No, if I was making fun of you, it's like, oh, it's called Bandit Spurs.
So I did that, so that way it's a nice little base color, so that when I'm done, and I can use these paints to make it look a little bit more dimensional and gold and rusty and more dragon-like.
That's very cool.
Or you could leave it like that.
Yeah.
Leave it up to you.
They're pretty neat color the way it is right now.
Right.
Kitty, ouch.
Counter goes up.
Counter. She poked herself.
No matter how. No, I didn't. Come back here.
Are we having technical
Are we having
difficulties?
technical difficulty?
on the
Ouchies?
counter?
Oh no, it's coming.
Yay!
There shall be more, I'm sure.
Yes, I
Taking
can pretty
advantage
much
of my
guarantee
pain.
it. Well, yeah. But that's just marriage. I mean,
Oh, I love you too. I love you too. I love you. This
So-
is marriage, by the way. That's the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with is the person you want to annoy the most.
There we go. Ouch, tally. Is that 1? Let there be more.
For now.
sorry, I got Band-Aids in my pocket.
So when you came in, I thought that those were Angelus, like leather paints, but you said that they're actually airbrush,
They're airbrush paints.
right?
So I actually have I got them from I think Omer Desart. They're Liquitex inks. They're iridescent, like metallic airbrush quality paint, meaning they're a lot thinner than like let's say your standard acrylic. I like to use these for these kinds of projects where I don't necessarily need a very opaque color that I can fade it out because it's so thin. Versus acrylic, I'd be worried that it would cover what I've done on the base and just be like solid gold.
So this is something that you like to use because it does its job as a covering, but it also complements the under coat as well.
So I can make it as opaque or as sheer as I want, depending on, like if I sprayed it with a paintbrush, it'll be a lot more opaque versus if I do it with a sponge, it'll be a lot more sheer.
Right. And like, is there any kind of specific base that you like to use? Or is kind of Plasti Dip your go-to?
I tend to use Plasti Dip as a good solid base because I also have a variety of colors of Plasti Dip from like black, blue, green, whatever I need the base coat. So let's say for these guys, for example, the base coat was black. And then I had another Plasti Dip that was like a metallizer that gave it this green sheen.
No, it was the green chameleon.
Oh, green chameleon paint. There we go.
There's actually a Plasti Dip color called Chameleon, and they have like a silver variety and a green variety.
You see, I'm learning something new because I honestly thought Plasti Dip came in like black and gray.
No, you can actually use them as like you would like any spray paint because it's automotive paint. They have like a whole slew of different customizations. So honestly, find yourself like an auto mechanic shop and they'll probably have multicolored Plasti Dips.
Not necessarily Canadian Tire because they'll have a more limited selection of Plasti Dip, but a wider selection of like different
everything
paints.
Else.
If you go to like an independent auto shop, I got the Black Cherry and the Chameleon, all that. I got that at a place on near Vanier, Cégep actually. There's like this one on the corner, and they had like a huge selection of Plasti Dips, and like I found cool colors. I'm like,
yeah, because that's really neat. And like that, so this green that you have is actually the color of the Plasti Dip. There's not another coat. You didn't do another coat of your.
Nope.
That's pure Plasti Dip.
It's beautiful.
Like iridescent.
It's iridescent. It's pearlescent. It's quite lovely.
It's a little bit scuffed up because it's been sitting around for like a year, like I said before. But
it reminds me that it would be a really good base for like Link's Zora costume from Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
Do that next.
thumbnail for the video.
Thumbnail. Yeah.
There you go.
Ooh.
But yeah, that one, I think the only thing we added on top of that was Em did a little bit of shade. Like that's not all dust. There's some shading in the there's some shading in the crevices, and there's I think you did a gloss finish.
Yeah, give it a gloss finish. I always do that just because it acts as a sealant for whatever work I'm doing, but also just makes everything shiny because everything looks better when it's shiny. Shiny.
So sorry for the noise. Just gonna heat up some Warbler here. And hopefully not blow it away.
That would help.
Make it sweat.
Room 1212 has another question about crafting materials. He wants to know what's some of the strangest and weirdest crafting materials that you've used before.
Well, that's a good question, actually.
What do you think?
I can't say that it's not the weirdest material per se, but the weirdest thing we've ever used was, do you remember last YetiCon when we did the pool party, Hawkman and Hawkgirl?
Yeah.
So this one, just for people watching who haven't seen the photos, is we had done actually a full armored Hawkman and Hawkwoman from the Young Justice TV series. And we just loved the costume so much we decided to make different versions of them. Like we made a holiday version and we made the pool party one for YetiCon. And the YetiCon one is we replaced the huge heavy mechanical wings with pool noodle wings. So I had bought like PVC pipe to be the skeleton of the wings, and we put pool noodles over it. But the base of the wings to attach to our back was literally, I went to Canadian Tire. Exactly, and it was like a kid's boogie board.
Yep.
Like one of those particle foam things with like a tarp overwrap kind of thing. Like drilled some holes into it past zip ties and just tied it all together.
Bingo bango.
That's it.
You've got a brace.
For me, it would probably have to be paper towel. Because what I've done...
Not just for cleaning up messes.
Not sure, just cleaning up messes, but you can actually use it as material. I've actually used it to make a spell book to make it look more like skin-like and more leathery.
Yeah.
So basically what I would do is I would take either an old book, or I had done it also to a binder, is I layered some like Mod Podge and then basically ripped up the paper towel, placed it on it, more Mod Podge, more paper towel, more Mod Podge, paper towel. until it created that kind of like texture.
Yeah.
And then paint over that.
And you saw the end result of the one she did for her
for my
her
D&D character
binder.
Yeah, it was really cool. I liked the effect. It looks like something that I would like to find an application to use sometime because that looks like a really fun little project to do.
And it's not very complicated to do, and it gets like the most result. And honestly, for me, like I really much enjoy not cost saving. Well, I'm cheap, but
well, I mean, cosplay is really expensive.
Expensive.
Though,
It's an
right?
expensive hobby.
It can get out of hand quickly enough.
Yeah.
So if you don't try and find your little ways to cost manage, then well,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah, but that's
find
also,
yourself in a hard situation.
Well, that's it.
Right?
You're also under no pressure to use all of the more expensive materials, and like you're not required to make like a Warbler armor build and all this full electronics kit and everything. I've seen some amazing costumes even at Montreal Comic Con where like they just put it together with cardboard or whatnot.
Ouchie counter.
Ouch number 2. Sorry, I hear her go, and I'm like, oh.
So it's always my thumb too. There's even, I don't remember her name, but there was a cosplayer that she actually does this whole project of building costumes out of stuff out of a dollar store.
Is it not? Is it Julie Cosplay on a Budget?
I think it might be.
She's a Montrealer one that.
It might be her, but it's one of them that she had like this whole series that like for Halloween and Valentine's Day and all that she would build from head to toe a full costume purely out of stuff that she finds at a dollar store, and then she would like indicate going like, this is a placemat, this is a foam like bat from like a garland, and like basically showing that you don't necessarily need to buy expensive things to make an incredible costume.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So just reminding anyone who's watching the stream, if they have any questions or comments or photos of work in progress that they'd like to share and have the stream see, then they can tag things with #CosplayCave on Twitter. And if you have a question, we're going to see it that way, and we'd be happy to answer any of your questions or read your comment out on the stream for you. Like Cyberfox just sent us another question. Thank you for the questions, man. What 3 cons outside of Canada do you want to go to?
KatsuCon,
Dragon Con.
Colossal Con.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a solid choice of 3.
I mean, we probably would have just kept listing cons just for funsies, but
Yeah.
San Diego Comic Con.
I wanted to go to San Diego Comic Con for forever, but then after going to Fan Expo, I was like, crowds are really overwhelming, and I can't imagine how bad San Diego Comic Con
they have
must get.
people at these things now.
There's so many different buildings to walk to.
That's honestly what I felt like when I went to Ottawa Comic Con a few years back, is because Ottawa Comic Con actually had a much smaller convention center, and it's getting more and more popular, so there's more and more people. At that year, I had my Minion,
Yes.
The
Beto
Minion,
one,
Yeah.
and I literally had to turn on the lights to like move around so that people would like part the seas.
That was fun.
But fun fact about that costume, as nice as it looks, when all those 3 lights go on, I can't hear anything because of the grinding of the light.
Oh, God.
So I'm completely deaf when those
again,
lights
it was
are
like
on.
I got them off.
53rd, guys.
We got them off Amazon for like dirt cheap.
Like they were $2 a piece from China. We were lucky they even came in at
That was
all.
a hysterical costume.
It was. That was actually the same time that I did the Ira Gamagori costume.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, I'm like, you guys usually cosplay together, but I could not remember which one you would have been.
I originally I was supposed to be Raggio from Kill la Kill, but that costume unfortunately got shelved indefinitely.
Which one was Raggio again?
She
The
was
mom,
the
one
villain,
with
the
the
main villain.
rainbow hair.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wanted to do one version of her costume, but unfortunately, due to time and lack of skill, it just never came to fruition. And also, we learned a valuable lesson to not put very delicate fabric in a dryer at high heat, because it will split the fabric.
So, having pets, you know this is, especially with cats, you leave anything on the floor, they will immediately claim it for themselves.
Yeah.
So I had the beautiful white Raggio fabric that I had just happened to forget, left on the floor, turned around, and my lovely all black cat decided to lie all over and roll all over it, leaving fur all over it.
For sure.
So like, okay, well, lint roller and just pass it through the wash because I need to pre-shrink anyways. Not realizing that, I don't remember what the fabric was specifically, but when I tossed it in the dryer at low heat, but I didn't realize it
shriveled? It
No,
melted,
it's
or-
actually because it was like
It's
multiple.
split.
It was like multiple layers of a fabric, and when I took it out, like all the layers had come apart,
Oh.
so it became unusable.
So it's not even that it like frayed. It was like multiple ply toilet paper, and that the plies of it.
Pretty much.
It made
separated
like a
themselves.
banana and split.
Oh God. Can we have like a pun counter?
Had pun counter.
Oh no, that's a challenge. You put that up there, and I will try and hit 99,900.
No. The correct answer to that is like I'm counting on having a counter.
Yeah.
Can we add one to the ouch counter for that one?
Mr. Badmech has actually, it's not a question. He says, currently he's building a Spider-Man backup cosplay and a How to Train Your Dragon, Hiccup, and Astrid.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Curious, which How to Train Your... Oh, he did say How to Train Your Dragon,
Dragon
3.
3.
Never mind, that was going to be my question. Didn't read that far. I saw a lot of letters and my brain just shut off after that.
Well-
I'm like,
well-
skip to the next word.
My question there is like, is he going to be doing both Hiccup and Astrid? Is this one of those like
it's
split down the
split
middle?
down the middle?
Yeah, that'd be really awesome.
That and if he's going to Comic-Con, I wonder if I can't remember the name of the person that does it, but he has like the giant
John
Coming
Marks.
back.
toothless. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has Toothless and the
Light
other one.
Fury.
The Light Fury.
Thank you. Yes.
Which actually I have, oh goodness, it's not, it's Sunset Dragons. I'm wanting to do her Toothless Gajinka. So maybe I'll see you at Montreal Comic Con as your Astrid and Hiccup, because that would be really cool.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Have you seen the, it's not Gajinka style, but someone had done a Sailor Captain Marvel?
Yes,
looks
yes,
amazing.
it looks so good.
It's like they even did like the full costume breakdown with the parts and like, okay, yeah, no, somebody's already working on the cosplay
What
for
a
this.
kind soul.
Right?
Thinking about.
My brain is having
Thinking
a
about oops.
moment. I can't remember the actress who is playing Captain Marvel
Brie
at the
Larson.
moment. She literally asked on Twitter, going, "Someone make me this."
Someone is probably already
Someone
started.
is probably already asking for her measurements as
Yeah.
we speak.
Well, I think that was independent of the costume, but
And I'm
Sorry.
sorry to crew for just punching myself in the microphone. It's where my heart is. I have to touch.
I was gonna say something, but nope.
Room 1212, follow-up question. What's your most expensive or your favorite piece that you've splurged on for a costume?
single piece or prop, that's got to be the portal gun.
Yeah, but that's
I mean, it wasn't bought with the
that's meant
intention
for
of a
cosplay.
cosplay. All right,
You bought it as a replica? Like a
yes.
display
Yeah.
piece?
Okay, so here's the full story behind it. Is this was what 2000?
This was like I think we were just started dating at the time.
Okay, so like 2009, 2010. Portal 2 had come out a couple of years ago and it was hugely popular and
Yeah.
everything. So NECA, the company that does those really awesome replicas and toys and stuff, had announced that they were going to be making a portal gun replica. I mean, nowadays you can find them at pretty much any convention. They'll have like the Atlas and Peabody versions,
Yeah.
but this was their original run that they were saying, okay, we're doing a limited run of what, like 100 of them, or
Something
not
like
more than
that. No,
but-
it was about 100, and it was U.S. only.
wow.
yeah. So it was announced, and they're like, okay, we're taking pre-orders, but it's going to be U.S. only and everything. So Emily had just lost her job at the time when she received the email that pre-orders were up for it.
I did not hesitate. I went shut up and
There's
take
that
my.
splurge, yeah.
I went shut up and take my money, and I had a friend who lived in the States, and I basically went, "I'm hijacking your address for a moment. Don't ask me why."
So shipped it from NECA to
To-
her in
to
Florida,
Florida.
of all places.
My goodness.
And then paid, and then sent her money to FedEx it to me. So we ended up spending more in shipping than the actual product, but
Isn't that
worth every
terrible,
dime.
though? My
Yeah.
God.
The worst part was, like, we even had her declared as a gift on the customs thing,
But they put a
still
sticker on
pinged
top.
us for import taxes on it. Oh. Yeah.
Because the gift, having it...
Sometimes
something in the
it'll
gift
happen.
is supposed to, like,
yeah,
maybe...
it's supposed to maybe be like, okay, well, but she had assigned it its actual dollar value, which was like, what, $300 or something
Ow.
ridiculous like that?
God, the shipping was
Was that the
more-
out counter?
That was an
going?
out counter.
Haha.
It was a soft one, but still hurt.
That's what she said.
But for cosplay, honestly, I think the most expensive thing that we ever buy is Warbler. Like, if for the sake of splurging,
Well, how much... Okay, you made your entire chainmail Aquaman.
Yeah,
That
true.
must have cost a lot, right? Because that was all scale mail, which is kind of a...
It mostly cost in my back health more of an actual monetary value, because I think the actual price for the scales and the rings used to assemble, incidentally, I actually have some of the rings left over from that project.
Oh yeah?
And some of the scales too. But that one, I think it only came out to about between $100 to $200 for all the materials.
Okay.
But it's the sheer effort of having to weave all those scales and rings together that was just literally back-breaking labor.
That's cool. These are theringlord.com using Tolkien text.
Yes.
Does it like have anything to do with actually like
So interesting
wet
story.
a workshop or anything like that?
They actually do occasionally do medieval armor for films.
Okay.
They had done, not for the Lord of the Rings, I don't believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I know some other medieval movies, they had done some like chainmail shirts and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Really cool.
I just had a thought of, and it hurt, is, for me, it would probably be the red velvet for Scarlet Witch, for her coat.
This was Japanese velvet.
Crushed red velvet. And we got a couple of yards, and it was a few $100s for just the. No, it was a few $100 for the fabric alone.
Well, velvet's pretty
It's
special.
expensive, but it was so pretty, and it is so pretty.
It feels so nice.
It's just unfortunate the jacket is so ugly.
Oh,
the
that's too
jacket's
bad.
fine.
No,
It's
it's ugly on me. We still need to tweak it.
we need to
It's
adjust
just, we need to
it.
adjust it because it's not quite fitting on me properly. It's more being boxy.
Okay.
But no, we'll get there. But yeah, no. Warbler fabrics. Technically, the sewing machine was an investment.
That's true too, eh? Like the actual tools that we use
Yeah.
sometimes. I think,
Tools of the trade.
The condo.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
For me, I find like fabric can be a really big investment because it can get really expensive. But I find when you have
And also,
really appropriate fabric, like it can make a costume that much more special to you.
it's also you tend to do a lot more sewing-based things when
Yeah,
than
I
we
do a lot of sewing heavy stuff.
gorgeous sewing heavy stuff. No.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Badmek gave us a little update on his hiccup. It's going to be his second hiccup cosplay, but
Oh, very
Montreal
nice.
Comic Con. Oh, you're over in the UK. Wow. Okay.
I'm so jelly right now.
We'll catch you on the flip side, I guess, on that one. We'll be seeing you at Montreal Comic Con. But
There's another out of country one. I would want to go to London Comic Con.
Yeah. I'll cross the pond, take a hop. It's all
And go
right.
see a sneaky zebra.
Oh yes. Oh, I was so happy that what was his name? Used to be Beat Down Boogie. Wow, I am blanking for names.
they're coming to YetiCon?
Well, he
He's
came to
coming
LietiCon last year. He was behind Beat Down Boogie. What was his name?
Axon
Accent?
Lee?
Well, Axon was with him.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just really drawing a blank right now because I am probably high off of hot glue and whatnot.
I don't think you can do that.
Oh, you haven't tried hard enough, sweetheart.
Why can't I remember his name?
Well, anyways.
Oh, okay. Soul Search 55 says hi. Hi, Soul Search. Follow-up
Hi.
question to the most expensive cosplay splurge. What's the thriftiest item you've ever picked up for cheap that ended up working out really great for your cosplay?
Anything that we buy at our magic thrift store.
Yeah, so we have a value village, again, stone's throw from our place. Not to say that the fact that there's a value village, Fabricville, and Bureau and Grow within like 5 minutes walk of our place, that was a big factor
You're
of why we
missing
chose
everything but a hardware store to have like the cosplay supplies trifecta.
There's a Walmart across the highway, but it's a terrible Walmart, so I don't really count it.
Okay.
I mean, all Walmarts are terrible, let's be honest, but the value village near our place, literally, and I'm not even kidding, every single time we've been like, oh, we need this one random odd piece for a cosplay, like when we did the Left 4 Dead ones, we're like, oh, we need this specific look of sweater and Converse shoes for Zoe's character. Walk in, she literally finds a pair of Converse in her size, a black Converse in her size.
A red jacket in the exact color I need it. But the thriftiest thing that I've ever found, I think it would have to be for the Necromancer shoot, which is actually the picture that was used in the promo.
Yeah.
The dress that I'm wearing, and pretty much almost everything is thrifted. Because I went around Halloween and they had the Halloween costumes,
Yeah.
i.e. what I wear on a normal day. And I just happened to find that, and funny enough, it was actually
I think that's a AOE counter, is it?
No, it's the paint doesn't want to cooperate with me counter. And it just happened to be that there was the perfect black velvet dress in my size and everything.
That's awesome.
It
I love
doesn't
thrift
have
stores.
pockets,
I
though.
love thrift.
It doesn't have pockets, yeah.
Wow.
Winner. Can be all winners.
Yeah. Thrift stores are the best for like making simple cosplays and sometimes even just finding things that you hadn't been successful in finding elsewhere at a store, like a regular store. You go to a thrift shop and you can either find something that you can put it together with, or you find pretty similar to what you're looking for.
Yeah, and you don't have that guilt of like, oh well, I bought all this
spent
new
$50
material.
on this thing when you can get it for $4
And you're reusing fundamentally.
Yeah. So I think probably for myself personally, I use a lot of ridiculous materials because I don't like spending money on buying a whole lot of stuff, and I have a lot of weird garbage at home. So I made like a rapid fire pair of antlers 3 years ago. This is them out of gardener's foam, which is foam you can buy at the dollar store. It's like a green foam dowel with wire in it, and so it's gardener's wire, a headband, duct tape, and masking tape, and then a pile of spray paint. So I'm a little bit ashamed of them now, but they've held together really well. So I was thinking that maybe I would try recovering them with some foam clay, some of that ultralight.
Oh, nice.
I'm not done yet, but I'm just gonna hold the egg.
Sorry if I'm touching it. And
That's okay. That's another part of the reason I like using these kinds of paints, is they tend to dry quickly.
That's good.
So if I put my hands on it accidentally, I'm not like smearing.
Sorry, you just want me to fill the hole, right?
PG, Pat, PG.
The freaking hole in the egg for the hot glue. There's some hot liquid going in there right now.
And this is the last time we're invited to do it.
Oh wait, I'm getting the signal from Julian. Hold on.
This just in, Pat has now left the building.
Oh shoot, that was a bad idea. This isn't wax paper.
Oh geez.
Oh no!
No, I forgot. It's melting the egg, so I just need to let it set a bit.
Yeah, it's no problem. It's just so that I can hold on to the pin. Yeah. I've seen that go around, that foam clay. Like,
yeah.
Have you what's your take on it?
Well, I actually haven't used it very much, obviously. I bought a tub of it at Otakuthon this past year from Arta Wigs Canada, who is a sponsor of this show. And
Never heard of them.
I haven't really had a chance to work with it, so I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to just experiment a little bit.
Well, we're glad you chose to experiment with us.
Yeah.
Pun counter. Ding.
So actually, Arta Wigs Canada is a sponsor of Beanduck Productions' Cosplay Cave stream. We're very, very happy to have them on board with us. And Arta Wigs Canada was kind enough to offer Beanduck a promotional code, which when you go to artawigscanada.ca and decide to buy some of their products, either some of their foam clay, some of their wigs, they have Warbla, and I believe they also have some fabric dyes. You can use the code ARDABEAN, that's ARDABEAN, for a $10 off on an order of $50 or more for the next 24 hours. So,
worth it.
If you're looking to stock up for the con season, go ahead and use code ARDABEAN at artawigscanada.ca on checkout and save yourself $10 because that is worth it.
Yes.
They have a lot of different types of supplies on there.
Like, I remember when Arta Canada actually first came in and it was just wigs, but now it's like pretty much everything that you need.
Like, it's not just for cosplayers too. They have a big section of their sites dedicated to like the drag culture.
Nice.
And I have found so many people to follow about drag through them because stuff that those people do is amazing.
Yeah.
Much better than anything I can do. Very impressive. Sorry.
Squeak, squeak. I promise it was the head.
Come on, Trevor.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, but for something you threw together in like 3 years ago, it still looks great.
Well, it would have been in better condition, but I had it out for a photo shoot that I was doing for a friend back in November.
Okay.
And it's been in the backseat of my car since November. And I'm also building a house right now. So the backseat of my car has also included lumber and spindles and handrails and vanities and all kinds of ridiculous garbage. So this has been kicked around a lot recently. And it only has like a little bit of surface scarring, a little bit of damage.
I'm picturing it actually getting physically kicked, like every time your fiance just gets in the car.
I chuck it from one side of my Acadia to the other. Just throw it all the way back, and when I'm in the back trying to get space, I throw it all the way to the front.
That reminds me of the Fate helmet that we made for a friend.
Oh, yeah.
We had made a
Dr.
Fate helmet as a commission for one of our friends.
What is Dr. Fate?
So DC Comics, Dr. Fate is an arcane magician type character, and he has this, I think they call it like a cloche type helmet, like a diving bell type helmet.
Oh, okay.
And it's a full face coverage.
It's
thing.
not like a Magneto, it's like an actual like diving bell.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm actually gonna see if I can just pull up a picture real quick.
And so we had made it for him, and it was like Warbler, foam, automotive, putty, the whole shebang. And he had left it in his car in the back seat on its side.
Oh, Warbler, yeah.
And it morphed to the point of
it's like a Spartan helmet sort of.
Yeah, but it was like a full face shield kind of thing.
it had kind of warped a little bit and made it look like someone had punched him in the face, and like it was like that comic like "Urgh." So we kind of went with it, and we were posing photos with him of just us punching him.
Or you smacking him with your mace.
Or me, because I was hot
Because
girl
you
at
were
the
a hot
time.
girl at the time.
Yeah. Actually, it was hilarious because when we first started, we had zero experience with making helmets.
Yeah.
And I think by far that's the most frequent thing we've made now. To the point that like I think we had 2 commissions that were helmets. Like our first ever commission was literally a child-sized Loki helmet.
Which doesn't fit him anymore, by the way.
No,
He still
well,
has it, but it doesn't fit
The
him.
helmet's still child sized, but
Yes.
the child is no longer
Yeah, the child
quite
is no
as
longer.
sized.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Badek says that Badmek, sorry, he made a Dr. Fate helmet also.
Ooh, very cool.
If you can post that photo, Mr. Badmek,
We would love to see it.
I wanna
I
see
totally
that.
want to come and see that later when I get on when I get back on the Twitters.
No, I want to see it right now.
Right meow.
Like, bring it over. By the way, send all your donations directly to 123 Fake Street.
Again, this is the last time we'll see Pat in these kinds of things.
Well, yeah, because
can't
I'll be
bring
too
him-
rich to do it.
Too rich.
I can't bring him anywhere.
So do you guys often do commissions, or was that kind of, you do some, like
We
it was
did-
special circumstances?
Yeah, like that first helmet was it was Emily's coworker actually
At the time.
at the time who absolutely had this adorable. How old was the son at that time?
He was, I think, like, I want to say like 4 or 5 years old, somewhere around
He
there.
was this adorable little kid, and so he had actually helped. He was a graphic design. Well, he is a graphic designer, and he actually designed our first logo.
And
as payment, we said, all right, well, we'll make you something for your son. What does he want? And this was around the time the first Avengers movie had come out. So he was enamored by Loki.
Totally badass helmet.
Right.
So that would have been a really fun project to work on.
Yeah, so exactly, it was that, but it was our first ever helmet build, so it was just like
And
figuring it out as I go.
and it's not like you had the luxury of building it on yourself and trying it on, right? You were making it on not only someone else, but someone else who's much more smaller scaled than you.
We actually ended up using a foam head as a reference because we knew that a foam head
yeah.
tends to be smaller than an adult size.
Yeah, so I had actually started with like a foam head very similar to this one, and then I had taken like EVA foam and craft foam and like taped it on to get roughly the shape of the helmet, and then I like patterned it out and built it out of Warbler using the sandwich technique there, where you have the craft foam between 2 layers of Warbler.
Yeah.
And built the nice shape, did a couple of layers to get all the details on it. And the interesting part was the horns, which we actually ended up making ridiculously oversized. Like in retrospect, they were like probably the same height as the kid that was wearing the helmet. He loved it.
He loved it.
Oh, for sure.
And no, to make those is I actually ended up making them like if you took a cross section, they would look triangular. Like they had like one face in the front and then two in the back kind of thing. I'm gonna see if I can just find a quick photo of that one. And when we'd made it, like again, it was my first time experimenting with this type of build and everything. And so glue along the seams, sealing it up. And then like when it came to sticking it down on the helmet, I think I had like screwed on a like little block of wood, fit the horns over, and then like glued it down as much as I could.
And then remove the block afterwards? Or
No, I mean it stayed in there. It wasn't a big heavy block. It was just like a light little thing just to hold it in place.
A base of some kind.
That's it. And then I think at the back, experimenting with cosplay materials, you live and learn. We put some silicone sealant on the back of it. Never again, because silicone does not let paint stick to it at all. Oh. Like we had gone through the whole painting, priming process.
My first inclination would have been like, oh, that's a great idea. That would have a little bit of flex and a little bit of movement.
No, you can't paint over it. Like acrylic paint does not stick. Any
primers.
Like primers, like I tried Gesso, did not stick. I tried.
Washed all off.
Learn from their mistakes, friends.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, we have some friends that have managed to do it with silicone, and it worked for them. But for us, it just did not work. It got to the point that the only way, because otherwise it'd just be like this white bead behind the horns. Yeah. So what we did was, I did papier-mâché on it. So I literally just took a piece of newspaper, soaked it in glue, put a little thing on it, and covered it up.
And I very lightly painted it. Like I had like a very delicate hand to like not move the paint too much, but just enough to cover.
Not to disturb it.
Yeah.
Since it's so finicky.
And then I just went like dry.
Remind me again what you said you made the horns themselves out of?
It was EVA foam as well.
Okay.
And then I think I can't remember, did we cover them with Warbler or did we leave them foam and we just painted them?
I think we left them foam. Because I think we left them foam because we wanted to make sure that the kid would not hurt himself.
Oh yeah.
Which in hindsight 2020, that helmet was not childproof.
No, it was not, but it was fun. Still, oh, there it is.
Okay, guys, I'm pretty jazzed about this foam clay stuff.
That's awesome.
It's pretty fun.
It almost it's like adult Play-Doh.
Oh, that is cool.
That is awesome.
That is really cool too. Mr. Badmech, awesome. We're looking at your helmet, and that is really awesome.
That is really awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a very similar build for ours, but what we had done is we had actually done the face shield portion as a separate piece.
Was it removable?
No, it was firmly in there, but it's just I did it as a separate piece because what I did is I did an offset to give like a little bit of an angle to it, and then one of my favorite things was I really like the smooth finish on the crease he has down the middle. That's really awesome. For mine, what I did was I wanted to give it more of a scowl look, so I'd actually taken spackle and used it as clay to sort of mold the shape I wanted.
Okay.
And once it was done, I just covered it with Warbler to give it a nice smooth finish.
That's really cool. He said he used Montana's Gold chrome spray paint for the shine.
I love spray paint.
I've never heard of Montana spray paint before.
I never heard of it either. But yeah, that's the one that we did.
That looks really good too.
He still has it too, our friend. The Fate helmet still exists. Still has a crooked mouth.
Oh no, it seems so straightened out. I think he laid it the other way around.
I think he laid it the other way around to reset it.
I think, knock on wood, but I haven't done a whole lot of Warbler heavy projects in a while, but I've never been a victim of the Canadian summers melting my projects yet.
Oh, I've done that.
Marco's tuning in saying, hello, beautiful people. Hi, Theorem Pro. Nice to see you here.
Do we know?
Who's that?
Yeah,
it's just...
it sounds like a very obnoxious kind of name.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm claiming he's a pro.
Fired.
Love you, Marco. Love you.
We're here with friends.
Love you, Marco. Love you, Marco.
We love
Much
you.
love.
Oh,
I'm going to regret this later, I know it.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, very much. Worth it.
So Krylon, were we talking about spray paints?
Yeah, it's Krylon.
Krylon is my favorite, honestly. It's affordable, except for red. The color red. Please, if
Just
anyone on this stream knows a red spray paint that won't either move when you spray it or spray all over myself or break, please let me know, please.
We're talking cherry red.
Like cherry red, like a bright, vibrant red, because I have no luck with that. The first red I ever used was for Wonder Woman.
For her chest piece.
For my chest piece, and as I was spraying, the paint would move, so where I would be spraying, there'd be a hole. and it would
that's
not
really
dry,
weird.
and it was dripping. Like it was literally pooling off of my chest piece, and
And you sure it wasn't the conditions in which you were spraying it?
Nope.
It wasn't too humid?
it was just because I even tried using it again, and it just never worked. The other one that I had used was for Scarlet Witch, her crown. The nozzle broke on me, and the paint went
Hate
all
that
over
so
me and my
much.
hands. It looked like I seriously hurt myself. Technically, I did. I hurt my soul. I have a soul. Aww.
Mr. Badmech says that the best part of his helmet was that he could fit his glasses under that. And
Yep.
I'm like, preach, man.
Yeah.
I get your struggles.
Me
wait,
too.
hold on.
Yeah, put your glasses back
Let's
on.
complete
Let
the
us all be-
trifecta.
There we go.
Well, I felt there
As
would
I've
be
been
just.
sitting here pushing my glasses up my nose all night.
I'm shocked I don't have paint on my face by now. Like I'm legit trying not to like completely get paint all over myself.
Zen Robo, cool name,
Awesome name.
says he's heard great things about Molotow spray paints, particularly their gold. I am always in the market for new metallic paints, but I've never heard of that.
I read that as Molotov.
Right. So just set a rag on fire and hope for the best.
We've done that for the Sith, not a Molotov.
I'm like, what?
No,
Are
it's-
you incriminating yourself
Yes.
right now?
No,
Yes,
it's the
yes.
first Warbler build that we ever did. Worst build we ever made. Because
And the one we've worn the most.
And the one we've worn the most was our Star Wars: The Old Republic original concept Sith and Jedi. It was pure Warbler. We had put no foam in it, so it was layer upon layer upon layer of Warbler.
Yeah, there was no padding.
wow.
on
There was
the
no
inside.
padding.
That would have been expensive.
It was expensive and it was painful. But to weather the Sith and make it look like she's been through battle, we actually shot fireworks at the armor.
So I went to, I think Giant Tiger here in Montreal sells fireworks.
There's a lot of carbon scoring on this one.
So we ended
Looks
up
like
going.
those stormtroopers didn't miss.
We went to like this like abandoned lot,
stormtroopers have this level of
and we
precision?
had a bucket of water, fireworks, and my chest piece, and we just put the chest piece and we just let them rip.
Wow.
Oh, it was amazing. Like I taped, I think it was a Roman candle that I had taped to the end of a broom handle.
Guys, safety third. Don't
Hey, it
try
was at
this
the end of
at
a broom handle. I was fine.
We had a fire extinguisher just in case.
It was hilarious because I think we got the idea that someone had made like a War Machine armor or something like that and posted on video how they had done their weathering. That they did that. They took like a flare kind of thing and just scored the front of the helmet to look like battle damage.
Okay.
So we tried doing the same thing for the Sith, and it actually turned out pretty nicely. Like a little bit more subtle than I would have liked, but
Still doesn't beat my.
it had the authentic smell of like burnt armor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
Still doesn't
great.
beat though for Wonder Woman. My helmet is I had taken like dollar store fake blood, and I put it on a brush, and I just literally like flung it towards the helmet, and it made the perfect downward streak down her cheek, down the cheek of the helmet, and I was like, done. And I had like flaked like on a toothbrush. I had like rubbed like brown paints and black paints and kind of like flicked it onto the helmet to give it that kind of like battle.
Yeah.
Weathering,
but it was like very subtle.
costumes
But
can be really fun. It's a little bit intimidating though, because you spend like 50 hours on like this beautiful jacket or this beautiful piece
now
of
let's
armor.
make it dirty.
Yeah, let's set the edges on fire. Let's shoot fireworks at it.
That was by far my favorite thing. And,
Legally,
like,
I cannot recommend it, but
well, we can't do that anymore because now there's a condo building there.
yeah, there used to
Because
be.
now your neighbors got wise. It's not the.
No, I mean it was an empty lot when we did it, and in the intervening time, they built a condo there.
Come on over to my place. You can shoot as many fireworks off as you want.
I thought you were gonna say, hey, we can set it on fire.
No, let's not do that.
Don't tempt me.
To set it on fire?
I still have fireworks. Actually, we still have leftover fireworks from
We
that.
do actually. They probably don't even burn anymore.
You want a Roman candle? Because we have many.
Not that many.
We have a few. We have one big one that we didn't want to shoot because it was one of those that you have to bury it,
It had
to
like
shoot
a,
it.
you
So
had
like,
to bury
let's
it and it's
not
on a
do
stand,
that.
and they're like,
Let's not do that one because I'd rather not set my armor on fire.
Yeah.
oh my god.
After being insulted, Theorman Productions is still here, being a good friend. He's saying that we have good banter tonight. So.
Aww.
Well, I mean, it's just so easy to talk to you, you know?
I literally have nothing to say back to that other than thank you. Heavy breathing. Yeah, I am really happy with this foam clay stuff because you can apparently sand it as well once it's cured for 24 hours. You let it harden and it's rigid, but it retains some of its elasticity, and then you can sand it and paint it and prime it, and you can cut it. So,
is it like heat sensitive like Warblers?
Well, you don't need heat to...
No, but like let's say you put it out in the sun, will it start to kind of...
Not from what I've seen. Not anything that I've seen. Here you go.
Thank you.
Because that's one thing.
The only thing is you have to keep it covered when you're not using it because it does, like already the stuff down here that I put on at the beginning, I can't smooth it in anymore. Like it started to firm up, so I'm probably going to be doing some sanding and some filling tomorrow.
That's really cool.
But yeah, best advice I can ever give when you are priming and or painting if you're going to use black Plastidip to prime your armor in the middle of summer, don't leave it out in the sun because it will bake. Learn this from experience. I think I even provided a progress photo of what I end up doing when I end up priming during the day.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading the weathering. I can't condone what this comment is. Don't try this at home.
No.
But our friend, Mr. Badmac, has a intense weathering technique. Don't do this at home. I once had a leather jacket that needed weathering. Had a friend drag me behind their car while I was wearing the jacket, and then they drove over it. Hopefully just the jacket. Cannot recommend, but your techniques are legit.
I did something
Cannot
similar.
recommend.
We did something similar for like a random Halloween costume for like a zombie.
No car involved.
Hey, I'm like, you didn't.
No.
You didn't. Please tell me.
No, but like we went like over like dirt and like we stomped on like it was a dress, like it was like a zombie little girl.
Okay.
So we took like the dress and we like tore it up, put it in dirt, like just basically gave it hell. Yeah. People were looking at us and I don't care.
Oh, I did the same when I did.
This dress offends me. Don't ask questions.
You didn't hear what it said. You weren't there, man. No, I remember that. We were kicking it, stomping it, tearing it. Then we brought it home to like clean it up a little
bit.
bit.
And our cats loved it.
They're indoor cats, so I guess outdoors
They smelled the outside.
Outside.
Wow.
Can actually, I'm kind of like tied down here and mic'd up and everything. Can I actually get like a production assistant to pass me the other armor bits? Because I really like how this came out and want to get on the other one. Well, I was
Servant, serve me.
I was talking to the one that's too lazy to get up, but acts like he owns the place. Thank you very much. You're not a production assistant, you're amazing.
My other helmet.
But I only have one head. How will I choose?
Why? So what is... You have knee pads.
Yeah. So this is one of my favorite techniques for any time that I need to do a shoulder piece, is that I will have no worries, build my shoulder piece to make it look the way I want it to. Don't care too much about the size as long as it's not too small. Mm-hmm. And what I do is I'll go to dollar store and literally buy these cheap foam knee pads for, I think they're like $2 a pair or something like that. And they fit almost perfectly onto my shoulder. So I'll literally already have the strap from the knee pad that I can tie around my arm, and then at the top I'll like glue on a D-ring or something, and I'll attach it to a neck piece or something like that.
Because I was going to say it didn't look like it had the tension strength to hold itself up.
Well, it's the elastic thing, so it's just it'll hold it there, and then it'll then the top end will be tied to something. Like usually I'll probably have strapping going over my shoulder for one reason or another, because as it happens in cosplay, you know. And they'll just tie it together. So I'll build my shoulder piece, then I'll buy these things, and I'll literally just glue it on. In this case, like we were talking about before the stream, I want it to be sitting a little higher, so I'll probably put like foam pieces or something to get a spacer. And that way, once it's all sitting on my arm with the shoulder piece on top of it, that way I still have a nice full range of motion.
Yeah. Which is super important in costumes that have big shoulder armors. Like, even speaking just from my own personal experience with Zelda and the many iterations of Zelda I've done, which almost always have pauldrons.
Yep.
Having even a half-inch more range of motion is a godsend.
Well, I learned that lesson when we did the Sith and Jedi again, is for Emily's cosplay, this is the technique I used, but for my own, I had the giant pauldrons of doom, and I just decided to use like snap buttons, like one on the front and one on the back to just snap it into place, and I think I had a string behind my neck to hold them together.
Yeah.
The whole costume was a whole lot of things what not to do.
Like hope and a prayer.
We had a blast, but every time we wore that
A
costume,
lot of learning is
oh
what
yeah,
it was.
every time we wore that costume, it was like with one less item because everything kept breaking.
And that's the one that you had the Twi'lek leak
Yes,
made for?
that was
Yeah.
the one time that I wore that one.
That was probably, if we were talking about cosplay splurges, right? That would probably...
Yeah,
That's up there.
Factor.
That's,
that's
for
up
sure.
there.
Mini Doko says hello.
Hello.
Thank you again, Minadoko, for the Hanzo wig. It is amazing. And I plan to use it again this year.
Yeah, for YetiCon, we're doing a university version of Hanzo and May.
A university version.
So
Yep.
a thermodynamics student, May, and a geometry teacher, Hanzo.
Oh,
Because he has the voice line of simple geometry. So I'm going to literally walk around with a whiteboard with like a bunch of lines drawn on it and just being like,
pretentious.
Well, I mean, that's his entire character.
Do you guys have any more? Okay, so anyone who is unfamiliar with YetiCon, as we mentioned before, it's like Canada's vacation con. Quebec's, Montreal, Ottawa.
Quebec and Ontario region.
Like, yeah, Western Canada.
Eastern?
I'm really brain. Eastern Canada, sorry, I don't know which side of the country we're on anymore.
We're in a country?
It's got pools and stuff, so there's a lot of like pool groups. And you guys had mentioned before that you had done your Hot Girl and
Hawkman.
Hawkman, yeah.
Hawkman. Do you have any pool-related costumes specifically planned for this year? Or is that your secret costume that you guys can't tell us about?
No, that's
Not
not
yet.
The one. We might end up reusing the pool party with May and Hanzo, just to have a pool-related one.
Yeah.
But
Which are still super cute and really fun to see, so.
I'm actually really stupidly proud of how the bathing suit came out for that one.
For May.
For May, yes.
Yeah.
No, Hanzo's bathing suit is just off the rack. But May's one, I mean, I'm still a bit disappointed because it doesn't quite fit comfortably on Emily, but it still came out
Cosplay never
great.
is comfortable.
Yeah, often.
Yeah.
Minnie Doko says that she's working on cosplay while she's listening to this.
Yay.
What are you working on? We want to
Pictures.
know.
Picture didn't happen.
And Theorem
YetiCon
Pro
is
says YetiCon is bae.
Oh, I thought that was a D at the end at first. Like, YetiCon is bad. I'm like,
What?
But no, it's for YetiCon. Yeah, we're doing the University Hanzo and May. I'm doing Not the Brave from Critical Role.
Do you know why I'm remaking these?
I don't know.
Keyleth.
Yeah.
Kiki.
From Campaign 1. I'm doing Campaign 2. Quincy is actually going to be my Caleb.
Oh.
oh, indeed.
Wow. Perfect.
But yeah, so I'm doing Not the Brave because I am. Don't
A heavy
like
drinker?
I'm yeah.
No, that's not true at all.
No.
Well, I mean, she could if she wanted to, you know. Like,
Yeah. But no, it's like because I love myself and I want to paint myself completely green and have layers on and a mask in the middle of summer. I love myself. And then myself and Lottie, Captain Izzy, we're doing like some forest fairies, I guess you can call it, like kind of an original design.
Yeah. Theme sort of thing.
Yeah.
Catnip. Our friend Catnip wants to know if you're planning on serving drinks from your Hanzo costume again this year. Please explain to the stream how cool your costume was.
So May's
well, you
costume.
just
Oh, wait,
had
it was
to be
May,
there.
sorry.
It was
May.
I mean, I'll take credit for it.
yeah.
It was May's costume is, on May she has her thermal backpack that she uses for her gun. So for the pool party version, I decided to buy a gravity-fed drink dispenser.
So it's one of those like backpacks with 2 cylinders on it, and you have like hoses coming out the side and a little nozzle. And
It's meant for beer.
yeah.
but
Advertisements say it's drinks.
Drinks, but it's for beer. And I ended up making this concoction of, I think it was like Hawaiian Punch, white cranberry juice, and 7-Up, and called it my Maytini.
That's very cute.
And people,
it was a grand idea.
People were down for it. Like,
people loved it.
They
It was
loved
the
it.
sugariest thing you will ever drink, short of like raw maple syrup or something. But oh god,
I'm still trying to remember his name, by the way, because the videographer that we really like, that I am sorry I forgot his name.
we like so well we don't even remember his name.
He loves costumes that have to do with drinking.
Okay.
So that's why he loved my costume.
What
because
a niche.
But his first question was, is it alcoholic? And I went, unfortunately, no, because minors.
Well, that's okay. He took out his flask.
He took out his flask and made his own mixer.
Yeah, you said sugary, super sugary. Sometimes you need a little
Pick-me-up.
sucrose boost. Long day at a con.
There you go, Micah.
Micah.
Legend of Micah now
Legend of
on,
Micah.
On YouTube.
Hope he comes again to YetiCon.
That would be awesome. I think I actually worked with him a little bit, like in, like the
Behind the
5-second
scenes.
cameos.
Yeah. No, I mean, he made an amazing cosplay music video from YetiCon
There
last
was
year.
a lot of really strong music videos,
Oh, yeah, for
cosplay
sure.
music videos from YetiCon. I was super impressed, and it's a really awesome souvenir to have too. So
Yeah.
as a cosplayer, I really appreciate it because I've tried making videos just like for my own dinky little YouTube page. It's so hard. I have successfully made one con vlog.
It's almost like people in video production have talent and like they apply themselves and they work hard. I
Yeah. Can't be that though, right?
No.
mean, no, must be blind luck.
Music just cuts off. Okay, bye guys.
Time to go.
Oh.
Don't come back
I
without.
still remember the first time that we were in a cosplay music video and
We were so happy.
we were so happy. It was the Sith and Jedi. Was I think at the time they were Le Groupe Orange that they were doing like these annual cosplay music videos of Montreal Comic Con.
Okay.
And eventually it was just one guy that was affiliated with that really liked doing that, and he eventually broke off and did his own thing.
Yeah.
And it was the Sith and Jedi that we had done, and he had like we happened upon each other, and he got us to do this epic battle pose of like, I had 2 lightsabers, Emily had 1. It's like we did a shot where it's like, she was blocking one of my lightsabers, I was going to stab with the other one, and she was like holding it with the force kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
Love
so
it.
like he did this 360 pan around us, and he added
Wow,
the
it
effects
was-
on the sabers and sparks and stuff. It was amazing.
That's really cool. Do you guys still have that video somewhere, or
Yeah.
I can
that
probably
clip?
find it somewhere.
I want to see it sometime.
I'll send it to you. And then we
I'll
have
slide
like
into your DMs.
we have like now it's getting more and more popular though to have these kinds of videos, because then we have like Studio KTB, we have Katsia that's also now dabbling into it, and it's sometimes you can't capture the element on picture, like you need to be more animated. So I love doing those, like it's so much fun, and I want to do more of them.
What is this mini doko? It's
for Ladybug.
oh my
Miraculous
goodness.
Miraculous Ladybug, thank you.
That looks really cool, but that looks very
Like a
tedious.
lot
Is it?
of work.
It looks like it's burnt in. Or
I'm getting
is
like
it,
PTSD flashbacks from making my scale armor. Like I feel bad for your back.
That looks really good, honey. That looks like it's going to be a long time, but it looks good. Courage, courage.
We believe in you.
I don't know what I did here, but I gave myself.
What did I do?
I gave my antlers a scar. I don't know how that happened, but
Battle damage.
Battle damage. On
When
like a
in
piece
doubt.
of
just
wood.
running headfirst into battle is what.
So
like Bambi's badass older
you're-
sister.
You're your D&D character.
I'm my own D&D character, less so Kiki. Feel this though, like this is already starting to firm up.
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
It feels almost like it's foam.
Yeah.
It becomes like foam.
Well, I mean that's what it.
No,
says.
but like
It's
it
foam
feel-
clay.
You test my patience, boy.
Love you.
I love you too.
Mowage.
Mowage.
Gavin was here today.
We are gathered here today to say
Mini Doko says her back is dead. But
Yeah.
There's so many times. I have like a table and I have one of those collapsible like travel tables, and I always end up working on my cosplay on the floor. I don't know how.
I did my scale armor on the coffee table.
Yeah.
Not the best idea.
Why? How
because-
should you do
Because
scale armor?
like, imagine being hunched over like this, assembling for like hours on end kind of thing. That's why anytime you look at anybody who knows what they're doing, they'll have one of those like
Standing
like a
tables or
standing
sorta?
table or a drafting table that's on an angle.
Yeah.
Pin it up at the top and just go to town.
Stick, paint, stay, paint. Be good to me, paint.
Stick, paint, stay, paint.
Stay where I tell you to. Thank you, Karine. I love my purple hair too. I love your hair too. It's a very pretty color.
Ooh, that's a good question. Cyberfox chimes in asking what are all of our next photo shoot, any of the
Plans?
next photo shoot plans we might have.
Nothing firm in the plans right now.
Yeah.
Nothing firm. I have pretty much all the elements for Pajame, which is a version of her skin that she's basically in pajamas. So eventually I want
I was just like,
pajama.
like-
That's actually the name of the skin. It's called Pajame.
it was just a slow comprehension of like, what is, and then
As realization dawns over him.
realization only came when she literally explained what it was, and I still don't get. But that sounds adorable.
But yeah, I might do that.
Is that something that you've already started working on, or?
I just need to finish it. Like, it's only a couple of elements that are missing, but it's something down the road. Like, it's kind of like a side project, comfy costume
when
kind of
you've
a
got
thing.
Time too. I love photo shooting so much, and I haven't really done a lot of it recently. So I'd like to get back into it a little bit more.
That's pajama.
Okay, I've seen that before. That's very comfortable looking.
But
Yep. Sorry, you were saying?
No, I did my Aerith photo shoot recently with
which is
Mikael Shah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, Mikael Shahet. I'm so happy with the results. I got Toulet and flowers, and she took my photo on a bed of flowers, and it's all I ever wanted in life. All I ever wanted in life.
It's just like, I can die complete
Oh
now.
my god, I was just. She uploaded the photos onto the computer, and she thought I was on my way, but no, I was just laying in the bed of flowers taking selfies for like 15 minutes. Then my phone made a noise from the other room, like, you know, like Instagram's filters, how some of them have noises.
So it's waking you from your reverie.
Yeah, and she's like, "Are you still taking photos?" I'm like, "Yes."
No. Maybe.
There, go one egg down.
That looks really nice. Ooh.
It looked really nice.
No, this is why it's thumbtacks. Robust. I can literally chuck this thing and it won't go anywhere.
I mean, I'd prefer if you didn't.
Why not?
Mr. Badmek says he has a Mrs. Badmek, and she's making Pajama May.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's considering to do a Soldier 76.
Nice.
But is that a pajama Soldier 76?
That'd be amazing.
It's a lumber party.
Just like striped PJs and a nightcap.
So you're gonna yell at the kids to keep the ruckus down so he can get some sleep?
I never got into like League of Legends or Overwatch because I don't have interwebs, which I think we covered last time I was on the stream. But I'm always kind of sad that like when these big things come and hit the community and it like rips through the community as like something everyone can kind of get behind and so many people are super excited about. It's like,
Is that the owl counter
That's
going
an
up?
owl counter.
is that
the
like
outcome.
number 5?
I don't even remember what number I'm at now.
Do you guys ever feel like you get things get so like the next big thing happens so fast?
All the time. I mean, we don't
That's
tend to,
anime for us.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
tend to cosplay stuff that's like, oh, the mainstream and what's in right now. But like, say for this one, like Critical Role that I'm doing not. Like, this is like one of the first few times that I'm actually building a costume that's actually relevant at the time. But yeah, no, it's hard to keep up, but also say it's not something necessarily I would want to do.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to build costumes just because like, oh, well, this is
They're
what's in right
popular.
now. Like,
Yeah.
I build characters and things that I want to build. Like, that's why you think, well, like the dragon eggs right now, like, these are not for any particular costume. I just like making dragon eggs.
Which
It's
was
fun.
Yeah, you'd found it on like an Etsy page.
I
or
found it
something
on an
like that?
Etsy page, and I made it my own.
You found the technique, or you?
Yeah, I found the technique on Etsy, but what they had done on Etsy was just pure thumbtacks. Like, they didn't like add paint or anything. They just kind of had like silver or gold thumbtacks and just kind of placed them in there,
So you're finding a technique and making it,
making it my own.
adapting it to the way you want it.
Yeah, and we had a lot of fun with the first time she did it. Like, you saw the dragon egg nest that we had made.
Which is a centerpiece, and an essence burner,
In essence, for me.
which nearly caught the whole thing on fire because I didn't build that thing smartly.
Nope.
Test your things.
Which, that was the one that when we had you guys over for your D&D session, and we had decorated our whole condo like a tavern.
It was so cool.
Again, all the decorations we got were from the Magic Thrift Store.
Yep. And we got to be NPCs for the first time. And then we joined the campaign because reasons.
Awesome.
Friends, because friends and adventures.
And now our DM, if I don't think Quincy's watching, is trying to kill us. But that's okay.
Katsia says that, Catnip says that she literally cosplayed May so that she could keep wearing her glasses while cosplaying.
That's
Yep.
a solid plan.
Yep.
a solid
Which,
plan.
hilariously, I had that idea as well. That actually didn't end up happening. My May glasses have no
Lenses in
no
them?
lenses. I wear contact lenses underneath.
I mean, we
But
weren't
thankfully,
gonna
May has
splurge
brown
for-
eyes, so I don't have to double stack.
Oh, is that a thing?
No, don't do it.
It's like the weathering technique, not one we can legally recommend.
No.
advisable? But is that something that people do?
Not to my knowledge. Well, I do, because I have. Ooh, that thumbtack did not work. Because I have a very particular prescription. Color contacts don't really tend to come in my prescription. So what I tend to do is I'll wear my usual contacts and then put color contacts on top.
That seems real painful.
Not really. It's just.
I don't know nothing about it, but I don't think
It's
that
not
seems very
painful
comfortable.
per se because I don't tend
My
to go
mama always
with.
told me you're gonna go blind, son.
It's
Not for the
not
same reason, though.
painful because I tend to
Very
use
palms.
higher quality color contacts, but it's my eyes have a harder time breathing, so to speak. So I my eyes tire,
Okay.
so I can't wear them for very long.
As far as.
But again, I
higher
do not
quality.
do not do it.
Not
It is
worth it.
not worth it. It is very risky every time I do it.
Don't.
My optometrist has no idea I do it. And I don't do it frequently. I try to always pick costumes that either have darker eye colors or I just go, screw it, this person who has blue eyes now has brown.
What about the alternative that I do because I can't wear contacts? I just get 0 prescription colored lenses and I just go without.
Yeah, but
That's why I have my good friend Alex, my handler, keeps me from walking into things and downstairs.
And
that
whenever
ought
you're
not
on
be
your
walked
own,
down.
and whenever you're on your own, we find you talking to a fire hydrant and apologizing profusely for running into that short man.
see, that's one problem we have as a cosplay couple. We have no handler because usually we are each other's handlers.
Yeah.
But if we're both wearing cumbersome costumes, we kind of just waddle around like.
At least you're in danger together.
Exactly.
Right? Till death do us part is gonna come a lot sooner than we expect.
Oh no, not the crevasse!
But yeah.
Who put this crevasse here?
We always try to build costumes that at least one of us has more mobility so that we can help each other, but that doesn't always end up happening.
I want to look like a badass.
I know, Hawkman and Hawkwoman are the best example of that. Is
Ginormous.
we were
Ginormous wings,
lost. Like,
remember when we were
thank
trying
you.
to go up the elevator at the Palais des Congrès and like the guy had the nerve to tell us it's only for reduced mobility people?
And I
Or
literally
just-
looked at him, and I just look at, I signaled to my thing going, reduced mobility. Let me in. It goes, are you sure you're gonna fit? I'm like, I've done it before, I know I will fit.
Oh my God.
Getting to the root of his real concern then.
No, but Hawkman and Hawkwoman was a very interesting experience, not having a handler for either of us. Our friend Greg, thankfully, pretty much became our pseudo handler.
Well, we had Debbie, we had
We had
Greg,
people
Nick.
kind of chime in when he realized how helpless we were.
Thank God they chimed in and didn't decide to mug us right then and there.
Because they could have, we would have
Mug 'em.
known.
It didn't look like you guys had pockets on you is what it
No.
was.
No, I
Well, I
definitely
have
did
my
not.
chest
Because
piece.
continuing my tradition of like nice tight leg pieces, I had black tights that time around. So no leg hair showing, but
Okay, don't spread this stuff too thin, guys. It rips.
lesson leared.
That was actually also with the Hawk Girl. That was actually the first time I ever had like an Arda longer wig. And it actually came out really nice. I botched the bangs because I decided to try to cut them like straight across. And that did not come out well.
Well, you only have to make that mistake once.
I know,
right?
and it's under a helmet, so you can't tell.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Long wigs are fine. It's just a question of ongoing maintenance, right?
Yeah.
If you treat them well during the day, you can reduce the amount of damage that you do on the long run. My favorite trick when I have a really long wig is to always bring it to the front. Like, unless, until you're doing a photo shoot or you're standing and doing haul shots, try and have it, because when you have it in front of you and you can control it, then you know that it's not being rubbed between two layers of armor. It's not getting stuck in some part of your costume that it ought not be stuck in. And you can always just do like touch-ups as well, because long wigs can be unpredictable.
Yeah. Also, one thing that I've always done is, especially if like, let's say the character can do it, or for storing, is I braid it. Yes.
I'm actually marketing it as a dual function device. It is a earthquake detection kit. And if you fill it with water, it's also a dinosaur detection kit.
Ah, it has nothing to do with the googly eyes?
Well, the googly eyes are for earthquake detection.
Okay.
The water's for refreshment and dinosaurs.
Refreshment and dinosaurs. I like
We have a thumbnail, and now we have a caption for the video.
refreshments and dinosaurs.
Refreshments and dinosaurs.
Cyberfox says, Cosplay Cave, would you all ever try cosplay photography, like being behind the camera? Yes, I'd like to. I would really like to be good in photography, just for my own personal interest, and I'd like to be able to do my own self-portraiture, kind of be a bit more independent, but I don't see myself having that skill yet.
Like, I'd love to be at, like, I think her name is It's Raining Neon. Yeah. That, like, she does her own cosplay, her own photography, her own editing.
Good.
And I just don't know how she does it. And for me,
Talent.
I would just like to be able to take a good selfie.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I ask. Can I
It's
just
difficult,
take one
man.
good selfie?
Oh no, my fourth chin made it in.
Where did this come from? No, I
It's
actually...
like all the pretty girls, and then there's me.
well,
the troll in the
now.
background.
Well, now.
No, I'm not saying I'm not pretty. I'm just saying that whenever I take a selfie, I'll just
No,
end up looking
sometimes
like
you're
a
in the
troll.
foreground.
Yeah.
You're such an arse.
He's my
Supportive.
he's my husband.
He's my arse.
He's my arse. I made a vow.
That's the till death do us part. That's a little bit worrisome.
It's I always joke, though joke maybe not an apropos word, is
Joke.
I will never divorce him. I will be a widow.
I've accepted it. I've got it coming. That's for sure.
Come here, you.
Are you gonna try going a little more subtle on the gold on this one, or do you like the way it came out?
I actually like how this one came out. I might
It's
do it
nice,
a bit.
but I'm just thinking like to have more of the black cherry.
I might do that for this one. Is I might do a more like coppery one. I felt that like instead of a gold. But we'll see. We'll see what tickles my fancy and ayoy.
There we go, another one. The ouch counter.
The ouch counter goes up by one more.
Come on, you can hit double digits. I believe in you. No.
She didn't say whose ouch it had to be.
Exactly.
This is true. It just got real. So this is the part of the stream where it turns into like an unbridled cage match and like only one cosplayer comes out alive. Hey, I have armor. You both have weapons.
Yeah. Antlers?
Hey, you ever been impaled by a deer?
No. Now is not the time to start.
No.
Want to try? Want to feel?
Yeah, actually.
Want to poke?
Play.
I would
play
love
with
to
some.
play with your foam.
But yeah, Chelsea, going back to D&D, would you ever consider
D&D.
making Gabraxia?
I think it would be really fun. I would have to really firm up my character design. But I'm not super, because my character in Dungeons & Dragons, because we have a game between us and a couple other friends, she's a fawn. Again, I do like my antlers. I don't think I'd ever want to do the digigraded legs. I'm not so sure I'm keen on wearing those around for either a photo shoot or to a convention.
That's what Photoshop is for.
Because I'm topply, and I got bad balance, and I could see that ending very poorly for me. Very poorly.
I can imagine.
It's a long way to fall.
But it would almost be kind of cool to do something that we all do, our original characters, and either have like a shoot with it or like even like an intro video like a la Critical Role Campaign 1.
Yes, that would be very, very cool.
That would be fun. This is true.
We have the friends, we
Yes.
have the technology, we can make this happen.
The collective talent.
I'm just not tall enough because my character is like 6'5" and I'm only 5'5".
Okay, we'll get Lottie to be to cosplay your character.
Lottie's not even tall enough.
We'll get you some platform shoes.
There we go.
She'll have the digigraded legs. Stilts everywhere.
Well, Lightning Cosplay, she sells those that it's actually like boots
Yes.
that are hooves.
Her and her husband do really amazing stuff. Lightning Cosplay, like from their Witcher stuff that they've done, they did a really cool Khajiit, I think last year. Really cool.
Didn't they do also something for like Darksiders, like as a promo?
Oh yeah, they did for
And she-
Darksiders 3. I
Darksiders
think
3,
it
and she had
was.
like a glowing wig, which was really amazing.
Oh, you're really
and also, like, I
badass.
really love also following her for her tattoos because she's constantly getting like her sleeve done, and like that I love.
If you guys could think of a couple cosplayers that are kind of like your crafting inspiration, who would you think?
Well, I mean, the obvious answer to begin with was Kamui.
Kamui and Benny.
Yeah, Kamui and Benny, because their stuff was some of the most early on, very popular, everyone had seen it kind of stuff. We bought a few of her books, and we based a lot of our techniques off of the stuff she's teaching.
Really good on her for being such a proponent for sharing resources and stuff in the
for
community
sure.
too. She's never been one to hold back.
No.
For sure. And it's like she recognizes that it's like, okay, she's managed to turn it into a business, but it's all about popularity. Ooh, what do we have here? Mr. and Mrs.
Batman.
Oh, that's neat.
That is so cool.
That's tracers.
Yeah, so that's again from Overwatch. There's a specific skin of Tracer called Graffiti Tracer, where she's like a sort of punk that has like graffiti marks.
She's
and stuff.
Splatoon tracer.
Pretty much.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You and your
Figuring
these
it
kids
out.
and their Nintendos. Okay, this cosplay is a lot of fun.
But
Yeah, it's really
couples-
neat. You made a little witch's hat. That's so cute. Oh.
Good job.
I've been deep-hatted.
Dehatted. So Cyberfox wants to know, what's the biggest prize you've ever won in a masquerade? Have you guys done masquerades?
One.
Whoa.
It's actually where we met a lot of our friends, was doing that masquerade and waiting in the green room. We didn't really win awards.
We
We
won
won Leanna Vamp's pick.
That's neat.
That one made me happy because one, she actually recognized us after the fact.
Yep.
And two,
Like the next day, sort of
like the
thing?
next day,
And the next con.
and the next con. She still remembers us.
Wow.
And she was like, when she saw us on stage, she told us like, she was telling all the judges, going, no, they're mine.
That's my pick.
That's my pick.
She's
they're
a
mine.
huge Star Wars fan.
Oh, you guys, you did it with your Old Republic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first and only time that we had the full Sith and Jedi, and I remember I was so uncomfortable because my Leku was too small. I had a crown around my head made of Warbler, pure Warbler, no padding, that was tightened across my forehead to hold on to the Leku. I had 4.5-inch heels on that were too tight. I was miserable. I was completely in character. I was miserable.
And then we forgot that the Leku were prosated to her
prosated to my
forehead.
forehead, so that when we were done, when we came off stage, I walked off stage and I looked at Pat. I'm like, rip this thing off me. So he took off my crown and he just took the Leku off and went.
Thankfully, no hair was involved.
It hurt, but it felt
But her
so
forehead
good.
got waxed.
Oh, wow. Yikes.
But like literally after we were done performing, like half the costume came off. Like I was
as
I
you're
was done.
walking down,
like as I'm
like,
walking
the
down, I was
ramp?
like, nope,
Yeah.
nope.
Done.
That was so much fun. We had done, I'd actually taken, because they had, when the Old Republic was coming out, they had these epic trailers that they had for it, was these big battle scenes and whatnot. So I'd actually taken some of the battle music from it and even some of the lines from the trailer, because they had this like epic voiceover of the Darth Vader wannabe dude talking. And
I'm sure he tried very hard.
it was epic. We loved that game. We don't play it so much anymore, but we loved it. And so it was like these big epic promos. So I took the audio from it, and I spent like 2 days learning to edit audio and cut it together to like get it down to like, I think we were allowed to 30 seconds.
It was like a minute.
Yeah, we were allowed a minute for it. So so we cut it down to that length that had some of the epic music, the voice lines, some of the epic music. And we had done this little skit on the stage that we actually did like a battle on the stage that ended with like Emm killing me off, because of course they always have to end that way.
Dark side.
And it's like we could hear the crowd while we were going, like they were loving it and everything. So we were actually, not gonna lie, it actually probably was a factor into why we don't really do masquerades anymore, was that like aside from Leanna Vamp picking us as her personal pick, like we got zero recognition kind of thing, and we were like, oh,
Well, it's kind of difficult too. You guys went in with original characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They're-
always the hard bit.
Yeah, they really don't fly super well unless they're exceptional.
Yeah. Well, I think what annoyed us the most was that the one that ended up winning Best in Show or something was a very lovely costume, very interesting way. Like she had, it was an anime character that had like grenades in her skirt, and she had like sewn pockets into it to hold these grenades. So when she flipped the skirt up, they all fell out, kind of thing. So it was very impressive from that regard. But it's just, if there was a crowd award, that one was probably like the most quiet. That like the people watching were just, you could hear.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which sometimes they do. No, I don't think they really do have like biggest.
The people's choice.
Sometimes
People
like they
pleaser.
would have a biggest reaction category sort of thing. Any of the competitions that I've been in or judged in, there's a certain amount of flexion that the judges are given to make extra categories for stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, so that was a bit disappointing, but you know,
That's the way it is, eh?
that's the way the cookie crumbles.
It's also super. It's up to. There's a lot of discretion, right? Like, there's a lot of like.
Yeah, no.
What?
It was totally the judge's choice of how they wanted to do it, and you know, it is what it is.
It's hard to like put your effort and interest into something and put yourself out on the line and then not have it pan out the way you think it is going to. But competitions, I love them for the green room.
Yes.
The green room is so much fun. It's so rewarding to get in and meet so many other people and get to just kind of workshop different crafting ideas and
have your den mom.
parent.
Yes.
I've gotten so many good den parents in my time.
Wasn't Darthpool our den dad?
That's funny.
I mean, we had so many friends there, and like even there were some people that ended up being our friends, but not at the time. But we met them. Like one of them is Ash.
Yeah.
Ashari
Cosplay. We met her, like saw her at that Comic-Con, but we didn't actually get to know her till like the year prior.
The year after.
The year after. Like
we went
her
back
and
in
her,
time to get to know her better.
her and her giant wings that were
Blew us out of the water.
out of the
Your
water, and then
Real
she's like, "I'm in a
or
novice division." And we're like, "No, you're not."
Actually, it was her Kale, I think, from
Yeah, it was
League
our
of
Kale,
Legends.
League of Legends.
Oh yes, that one was really cool too. The powers that be have let us know that there's only 20 minutes left, guys.
No.
I know.
Oh God.
That's really funny.
Oh.
We have now expanded to 4 people on the stream.
Ooh.
Come here.
Oh no.
I'll give you a little nose.
If I can paint a mouth on my finger.
Here's a little nose.
It's really hard to see nose, but it's there.
There. Well, I have successfully recovered the bulk of my antlers.
Very cool.
Remake the band.
Very
I have
cool.
successfully made 2 eggs, which I was actually not expecting.
Oh, I thought
The world's most dangerous wizard. You can't even look him in the eye.
I brought with me for show and tell because when I came to the
Show
first
off.
stream, I was working on my unibelt, and so I thought I'd bring it back to show to progress.
So pretty.
Yeah,
And the belt's not bad either.
So I've got the belt, and I have also made my bow that snaps onto the back of the belt. And yeah, that's pretty much. I brought my hibiscus. So this is all like, the hibiscus is Fibra, which I also got through Artowigs Canada. I'm not super keen on Fibra. I'm a bit too sloppy because it's very, it takes impressions really well, like finger marks and fingernail marks. And like I said, I'm a bit too ham-fisted for it, but I've seen people get really good results. So I'm going to continue trying. And I think this one turned out fairly all right.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah, so I like experimenting with different materials and just having a go. Like this stuff turned out pretty all right as far as...
Yeah, it makes a nice hat too.
It's one of those things with cosplay is that it's kind of like the, I can't remember, the just do it.
Yeah.
That's honestly biggest advice for
that one's
cosplay.
not gonna hold.
Just do it. Like if you are thinking of using that such a material, do it. If you're thinking of making in a closet cosplay, do it.
Yes.
If you're thinking of, and I'm not sure if Katya is still watching, if you're thinking of doing photography project, do it. If you're thinking of making cosplay videos, do it. Maybe I'm not being too subtle. Do it.
Do it. Just get out there and try stuff because it might fail a little bit, but it's probably not going to crash and burn, and it might turn out really well.
Have you met Google?
Google it.
The golden wizard.
Oh, good Lord.
So how many more of those eggs are you planning on doing?
Not sure. Probably like 3.
Three
like 3
more?
total. Like 3 total. So I made 2. I'm only gonna make 1 more.
Oh, I still have plenty of thumbtacks and eggs at home.
Yeah.
Easter's
So it's good to know.
coming.
Good to know. It's about 200 per egg. Roughly.
100.
Yep.
So how many packs is that?
1 pack. It comes in packs of 200. So it's about 1 pack per egg.
Interestingly, the Staples was actually the cheapest place to get thumbtacks that we could find. Like I did an Amazon search and they had like packs of 600, so you get more, but the cost came out to be more than the local pack. I mean, I'm sure there's some like Chinese supplier or AliExpress or whatnot that I can go for. Oh, this just in. We're
Okay, we're
What's
announcing the giveaway starting shortly.
oh yes. Ah.
It's used. What is that called? Is it a tag? But it's no. I understand what an exclamation mark is. Okay, exclamation mark cosplay. I don't know. I don't have internet. I don't know how this works.
So, you've all been watching their creation. Everyone who wins gets their own Google. I'm kidding.
No. You actually get this lovely little egg that I actually finished. This beautiful little golden egg.
So just in time for Easter, you get your own
little baby dragon.
little baby dragon.
That's so cute. They'd look very good on a mantle.
Yes.
As you
Very good
Roar
as a
a flame
mantle.
underneath.
roar a flame underneath.
Very good as a mantelpiece. Very good as a paperweight. Very good to throw at your husband if he's being particularly a pest.
Also, not recommended.
And also not recommended, but also
The husband
recommended.
or the pest?
Both.
Column A, column B.
¿Por qué no los dos?
So you can rule the world of Westeros using these eggs.
Yes.
You're in for the long game if you're going to get the egg first, but it's a good game. Long game.
I usually start with the chicken, but you know.
Ouch counter.
Yeah, so since we're in our last, probably 15 minutes of the stream, you're more than encouraged to send us any questions you guys might have. Still, if you're working on something, we want to see your work in progress that you've got going on because that's super fun. Cosplay, I think a big part of it is about sharing the things that you're working on, being in the community and being involved and.
Well, it's like we were talking about the green room before a convention. It's so much fun to just talk with other crafters and stuff and talk about, oh, how'd you make this? How'd you make that? And that's really cool and whatnot.
That's one thing that I really admire a lot about the cosplay community is there's not that much gatekeeping. That it's not
no,
I have this technique and I must know how to make this googly-eyed thing. No, it's we share because it's one of those things of we want to see other people do it too and enjoy in this crafting wonderland, this expensive hobby.
That is
weird.
Really cool.
Yeah, that is.
And he oddly looks like a younger version of your dad.
Kinda, yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Mr. Badmek was sharing his current project. I don't know if
I think it's the remake of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So it's the faceplate.
Faceplate. That's really cool.
Really
Very
awesome.
cool.
When I see Mr. B, I just think of Mr. Bun.
Oh yeah.
What's Mr. Bun?
My old high school gym teacher, Mr. Bun, fiery redhead of a man. He's wiry. He's not that tall, but he will probably kick you up and down the
scissor
street.
kick you?
He is deceptively strong and very vicious.
You guys called him Mr. B?
Oh, Mr. Bun.
Mr. Bun.
Well, she called him Mr. Bun Bun.
Because he was a bun bun.
He's
He's a little bun bun.
Where are my antlers?
Then he kicked-
Where are the antlers?
Okay.
I need to see them at a distance. My antlers are lopsided.
That's just my head, I think.
Yeah, they're okay. They look like they've been through a car. But yeah, that was pretty fun. I like that.
So you're a hit and run deer?
I'm a hit and run deer, yeah. I'm a victim.
Seriously? Oh no, you're gonna do a photo shoot with you tied to the hood of the car.
God. PG, Pat, PG.
No, with Jessie dressed as a hunter next to her.
Like your Christmas cards?
Like the Christmas
Yes.
cards.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was.
Cyberfox wants to know, do you eat snacks or listen to music or do something while you guys cosplay? Do you guys have your...
An unhealthy
making?
amount of snacking.
Yes. And epic music.
Yes.
We go on YouTube and find some epic music so that we're
The
epically
orchestral
crafting.
RPG music style stuff. And just blast it.
I love Skyrim's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, a game I've never played, but I came across their soundtrack is Endless Legend.
Okay.
I love their soundtrack. I've downloaded it so many times, and I've never played the game, but it looked like a really cool game. It had a dragon on the front, which is what attracted me to listen to the soundtrack to begin with.
Gentlemen, take notice.
There's
dragons.
Very little you need to attract my attention. You just need dragons. Case in point.
Right.
Case in point. But also, Banjo and Kazooie's soundtrack. Got to bring back, the old. As I keep slapping my microphone, I just have to.
Other side.
Other side. Got to bring it back to reminiscence.
But for me, for snacks, I don't tend to eat very much when I'm making my costumes, simply because I deal more with paint. That if I put my hands in chips, then I'm gonna have chips on whatever I'm painting.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's
paint
bad
on your
en-
chips.
And paint on my chips. It's bad enough I have cat hair everywhere. I'd rather not have Doritos dust on my armor.
I've been a victim of absent-mindedly taking a sip out of my paintbrush glass
Done
because
that.
I drink copious amounts of tea when I craft. It's a rotating door of just cup after cup after cup of tea. And sometimes you're not looking, there's one right next to the other. It's happened.
colors are similar, the flavors are similar.
Well, no. Tetley's tea is wonderful. It's a blessing. Keeps me going.
It's fuel for the crafter.
Yeah. So what else do you have to do on this particular project?
A lot, actually, because most of the armor pieces have been crafted, but they're missing their fastening, they're missing their padding, they're missing quite a bit of sewing. I actually need to make boot covers.
Okay.
Because they need to be like these like greenish, leathery, silver-trimmed boots kind of thing. You're having a lot of fun, aren't you?
No.
No.
No, you have to do it with Mr. Google. No. Close enough.
I can't. There we go. No. Yes.
Oh God, we're being hit by an earthquake. Oh wait, that's just the jitters.
So do you have like the material stuff done on your costume, or you still got to go out and get that stuff too?
A lot of it is sitting around collecting dust in the various bins and closets and stuff like that. It's just, like I said, after this, I was kind of burnt out of cosplay for a while, so we only did a couple of small closet cosplays type of thing, and now I'm slowly trying to get back into it because there's a lot of things I'm like, oh, this is really cool, it'd be fun to make kind of thing, because it's fundamentally a hobby.
Okay.
We know we're never going to reach the level of success to make it our sole source of income or even make it a source of income at this point. So we're just like, you know what, we're just going to be doing it for fun, hang out with friends, make some awesome things. And
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure on people, or there's a perception of pressure that people need to turn this into a money-making venture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When in really, like, you don't have to force yourself to go out of your comfort zone or put yourself in a situation that you're not comfortable with. It's cosplay. It came out of a place of fun, and it came from being a hobby.
Yeah.
yeah.
Costume play.
Costume play.
That's literally what it means.
Yeah. If you're enjoying what you're doing, keep doing that thing. Don't force yourself too hard.
Yeah, that's fundamentally, we just need a little break for a little while. Also, when work got a little intense and everything, and plus some personal issues and work-related issues.
Yay,
that
adulting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. But no, it's slowly getting back into it. I mean, hell, even the D&D sessions that we're doing now, it's like we're getting inspiration for like, oh, we want to craft this, we want to make this. This is an amazing idea.
Okay. Oh, I think they've picked the winner for the giveaway, and the winner is it's Cyberfox. You are the proud new owner of a baby unhatched dragon or something else. Maybe it's a golden goose.
There we go.
We don't know. Oh.
So excited, he lost his hat.
Oh, congratulations, Cyberfox, on winning the giveaway.
Woo.
And thank you so much for being there for the stream with us today. We appreciate it. Very, very fun. So now you have 2 more to make.
Yes.
Because you want a set of 3.
I want a set of 3.
I like the paint job that you did on that one. I
you.
very much like the gradient going into it.
Thank you.
It's got a very Rodimus look to it.
Yes, it does. Gold, gold, gold.
But I might make this one like more like gold from the bottom going to the top, so like kind of changing up each egg's kind of variance, but we'll see.
You guys gonna make any like blue ones?
Sure.
Would you like a blue one?
Would you like a blue one?
Yeah, sure. I love blue.
I'll make you a blue one.
I love blue.
By next session, I'll make you a blue one.
That's awesome.
I like trains.
I'll make you a Bluetimus.
Oh God. Okay. What have I gotten myself into?
You're in too deep now.
So what is the next? Are you guys going to Ottawa Comic-Con in a couple weeks?
I think the next one's probably going to be Yeti.
Yeti.
Really? It's going to go that far until June?
Yeah.
I suppose
it's not that far.
It's coming up fast enough anyways.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because also we're planning the Overwatch University, and we found this amazing artwork of like a Victorian steampunk style Superman and Wonder Woman.
Okay.
And we're like, oh, that's really pretty.
That's cool. Very cool.
So
I love like fan arts and the redesigns and the creativity that people have gotten with a lot of the characters that are so staple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're really cool stuff. Like all the different Sailor Moon crossovers. Super cool.
Yes.
Super cool.
Sailor Captain Marvel.
Sailor Captain Marvel. That's the next one you're going to be in, right?
Of course.
Then
I just got to
legs.
work on getting my hips the right shape. Got to do those crunches.
Work with a hula hoop.
Work with a hula hoop.
Well, that's it.
Hula hula hula.
Gotta exercise for that cosplay.
Got to practice my
That
smile.
cost bod.
That cosbod. So, I'm pretty satisfied with this. I'm looking forward to getting to sand them a little bit tomorrow.
That looks
Do you like
great.
your contribution, Pat, to the?
Mr.
Mr.
Google.
The googly-eyed overlords.
There's something about googly eyes that's just so much fun.
You were talking before about how these are googly eyes
Yeah.
and how you're gonna like announce your approach because you left the googly eyes still in there.
Yes. Well, it can't be as bad as the Aquaman scale mail I had. That was literally jingling as I was walking.
Yeah.
And we had like someone walking in front of us, and they just like stop and turn around and look at me and going, "Is that you?" I'm like,
Yes.
"No, I don't know what you're talking about."
It's my coin purse. Yeah. That's it.
Hey, you're pretty.
That's it for her.
If someone watching this not paying attention is like assuming we're all working on a single costume, they're gonna be really confused.
Trying to understand. It's a tiny hat. It's like a little one little forehead spike.
There you go.
Oh, my Gulex. Oh, it's one-eyed now. I think we've created a monstrosity.
It's a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. This is great. This is a contribution to the cosplay crowd.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
This is what people come to watch Cosplay Cave for.
Yeah. It's a Sailor Gundam.
I love Coffee Lux Cosplay.
Who is this?
Coffee Lux Cosplay.
That's cool.
Like, she is awesome.
That's really cool. Another one of those perfect crossovers.
Yep.
It just makes so much sense, right?
I think so, yeah. I really like
Space geopolitical instability plus Sailor Scouts.
Sailor Scouts. I like the Dragon Ball and the Sailor Moon crossovers.
Yep.
Those are really fun. Macho Men's and skirts.
I also like the
Sailor Mercury?
the Sailor Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, Sailor Mercury.
Sailor Mercury.
No way. That's funny.
Like, I love that one because it was like that was one of those moments of you look at it going, what? I don't under.
Oh, did you see that one that they? It was the guys doing the extremely cheap Sailor Moon cosplay that had like baguettes instead of the hair and like really cheap props and stuff. It was amazing.
No, I didn't see that one.
I'm not making this up. I'm not crazy. Come on, back me up, Emily. Oh, jeez.
They're there.
They're
there. They're there.
Were you going to participate this summer? We have a Pokemon group going. Are you part of
I
that?
wasn't prompted for it. I mean,
Okay.
Now you've spoiled the surprise.
I think we're getting the higher ups are.
Oh, is that our time?
No, I'm in that group.
You're
Oh,
in
okay.
that group, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
So I think actually, if we can, it would be really cool if we could do that for YetiCon, but that's a conversation to have off the table, I guess.
Yes.
Or on the table.
Or on.
I could do a Magikarp. I just make like the Magikarp like in a bathing suit
And
format.
I can do a magic carpet ride.
PG, Pat. PG.
What? Hey, it's not my fault your mind went there.
My mind always goes there. I learned from you.
I learned it from you.
Little head.
It's adorable,
It's a little
right?
cute. I love this thing though. It's actually really, really cool.
Yeah.
Has it already firmed up already?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's still squishy because it's foam, but
It's a small piece though, so it's probably quite.
Like
It's getting to the rigidity that it needs to be on its own.
I added a little bit of glitter because I still have paint on my fingers.
whoops.
Oh, do I still have some paint up? They're still dry.
Are you guys planning on going to Montreal Comic Con and
Yes.
Otaku-thon as well?
No. Maybe not otaku.
Maybe not otaku. Maybe one day only. Because that's one thing that's unfortunate for being a couple cosplay is it gets expensive because we're not buying one ticket, we're buying two.
Yeah.
And it gets
It's
pretty.
not one weekend's expenses, it's
for two
essentially
people.
2 weekends expenses.
Yeah.
So it gets pretty things. So we kind of tend to try to figure out, okay, what cons do we really want to go to, and then if budget allowing, then what are the other cons that we would want to go to?
Okay.
Well, because we have to set aside for YetiCon, then we have to set aside for Montreal Comic Con.
And set aside for KatsuCon next year, since you guys are going to be going to that one.
I want to so bad.
I don't know, 10 hours drive.
Hey, 7.5 to 8 to go to Yeti.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Cyberfox says thank you, and he loved the show.
Well, thank you. We love you. We say that to all of the viewers.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Of course, it's so true.
What was I going to say? Yeah, because you guys are going to put a Montreal Comic Con over Otaku-thon. Is it kind of more because you're more comic book people
Yeah.
and Marvel movies?
Yeah.
Big
little
movies,
bit.
a little less anime.
I love the vibe of Otakufan. Like it's more of like a party and friendly and stuff like that. But in terms of the actual like stuff on display and panels and whatnot, I'm a little more interested.
The content interests you a bit more
Yeah.
of the other conventions. What do you think? Like the different kind of culture. What do you see like different between the two conventions?
It's not so much the culture. I mean, definitely Otakufan has a much bigger cosplay presence than Montreal Comic Con.
Like a lot more people in costume at Otakufan.
Yeah, that VJ Hall is packed, and there is some good stuff.
But
yeah,
like,
for sure.
I feel that Montreal Comic Con is more about like the celebrities and the panels and the booths and whatnot, and less about the costumes. Whereas Otakuthon is almost feels like you're going there to view the costumes or to see the costumes, and at the panels and the other things are kind of a side project.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's also an age thing. That's like Otakufan. I find it's a lot of the
Much
like
younger.
teenagers, young adults kind of thing, and then like Montreal Comic Con, you'll have a lot more families, like parents bringing their kids and stuff like that. Because I mean, it is a broader appeal for Montreal Comic Con because it's more closer to pop culture, whereas Otakufan is going to be a lot more anime and manga based.
A slightly bit more niche-y sort of thing.
Yeah.
Even though it draws in a bigger crowd. Like I think they released the attendance numbers and it blows Montreal Comic Con's numbers out of the water, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But
Wow. I know, like, something I do like seeing is I like seeing the family atmosphere at Montreal Comic Con because I keep thinking back of how cool I would have thought that would have been if I had been exposed to that when I was a bit younger.
Yeah.
Because I did come to conventions and stuff when I was a little bit, like, I was definitely not a teenager and I wasn't a kid when I came to this stuff. So, yeah.
yeah. But I mean, that's the way the world moves forward.
Yeah,
and
things have really progressed far since we first came into cosplay and conventions, and I think it can only keep getting better from there.
And how cool is it that this is mainstream culture now? Like all this nerdy stuff that movies would have you believe was only like nerds in their basements enjoying kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like it's a fantasy every day.
Yeah, and now you have nerds in their condo and loft that enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I guess that brings us to the end of our show. Thank you so much for coming out and being with us for this past 2 hours. We appreciate your participation. Thank you guys, Pat and Emmy from A-OK Cosplay. Be sure to look them up on social medias and go like their stuff because they've got some really fun stuff, some fun things coming out. As a reminder, don't forget that the Arda Wigs discount is running for the next 24 hours. So use Arda Bean discount code on checkout for a $10 rebate on purchases over $50 or more. Again, I don't know. What are your social medias? Let us know how we can find you guys.
It's very complicated. All of our social medias have the exact same @ handle. It's at A-OK Cosplay, A-O-K-A-Y, Cosplay. Very complicated.
Very complicated. You have a Facebook, you have a Twitter.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We used to have Patreon, not anymore. Coffee.
Okay. Yeah.
DeviantArt,
DeviantArt, same thing.
So otherwise,
email address.
Yeah.
otherwise, look for them at a con near you. I'm sure we'll be seeing you guys this summer. Again, I'm Bandit Spurs. Thank you so much for joining us today. We love you all so much, and we'll see you on the next Cosplay Cave. Have a good night.
Good night. Bye.
Cheerio.